HealthyState.org reporters have an eye out for medical stories in Florida you might not ordinarily have a chance to see. Healthy State reporter Dalia Colon joins us now with more.
Thanks, Angie. Every year, American kids spend about 10 million days in short-term hospital visits. But being sick doesn't have to mean falling behind in school. We're about to meet a teacher who helps bring the classroom to young patients.
Write your name at the top.
I tell the kindergarten teachers, I say, I don't know how you teach kindergarten. When you're in a classroom, you have to keep your fingers on 25 of them. They're all vying for your attention. They're all looking for something from you. But over here, you get the privilege of being with them one at a time.
422.
I'm more in a tutorial role and a substitute teacher role. The school system itself does an excellent job with these kids that are sick long term. If they're in here like 4 or 5 days and the parents pick up the work, I instruct them from the packet that the parent has. If there's no packet, no work, then I have to supply the stuff off the shelves to do with them. Okay? I kind of make my own curriculum as I go. It's different than regular education. I come in the morning and the first thing I do is I pick up a census sheet. So I go through and I highlight all those kids that would be age and grade level appropriate to do school with. Even when I applied for the job, I wasn't ready for the idea about the hospital setting. And the sad thing is that some of these kids are very sick. And so the more that we can interject that normalcy back into their life again, you know, and so when I'm in the room with them, very rarely do I say, what do you have, how you feeling, how you doing, you know. I don't talk about that illness at all. I focus the attention mostly on school.
Quit.
Quit.
Quit it bug.
Quit it bug. What kind of bug do you think they're dealing with? They call him frequent flyers because he's in and out of the hospital. He's usually here like 3 to 5 days, 2 days at a time. I've known him for years.
It's a great idea, you know, to have a teacher in the hospital. You know, it's very great, you know, that there's somebody that can, you know, spend some time with the child that is sick. Obviously, they need somebody to you know, keep up with their schoolwork.
I was in the hospital during the summer because of my asthma, and I was there for 8 days. It was near the end of the year, and we were learning a bunch of new stuff to take our final exams.
Towards the end of our stay, I was very concerned with her going back to school, and it was finals. I was like, how is that going to work out? You know, she hasn't been there in a week. She hasn't done any of the reviews. They haven't, you know, she doesn't know what's going on for these finals. I think he gave us the peace of mind as to knowing that even though we were in the hospital and we couldn't do much, that she would be okay with school.
Tom's going to win. Things are looking good for me now. We're not playing anymore. We can't control a lot of the factors. So what we try to control is both the attitude of the person that's doing the teaching. We try to control the attitude of the kids that are in the hospital. So that if I can come into this room, you know, and help to change that child's attitude for a while, you know, it works out better for him and helps in the healing process. The other side of that is sometimes they are critically ill and they don't get better, and that's very difficult to deal with. I don't think anybody said it better than my boss in the hospital. And she says, Tommy, she says, you're going to deal with a lot of these kids that are critically ill. Sometimes it's hard to face that. She says, but she doesn't talk about what's going to happen if they die. Her contention is, what are you going to do if they live? Everything that you see focus is a focus on life. And so that's what I do here. I come into those rooms and I'm preparing that child for tomorrow, the best tomorrow that we can provide him.
Tell her what grade you're in.
First grade.
What do you learn from the kids?
Oh, you know what? They are my heroes. That little boy that we saw downstairs, he is so resilient. He comes into the hospital and he is on top of his game from the time he walks in the door until he leaves. He never plays sick. You know, it's, I want to be healthy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to get out the door. You know what? I'm grateful to be here. You know, you wake up in the morning and the sun's shining and it's beautiful outside, and I get to come to a job that I love. You know, there's a lot of people that are concerned about these kids in this area, and it's nice to be part of that.
In Florida, students have to miss 15 consecutive school days in order to receive a tutor from their district. But thanks to teachers like Tom Mango, hospitalized kids can continue learning from the first day they're admitted. Back to you, Angie.